Maya. How are you? Thanks for coming in today. So we're here today. We're talking. We're going to look at basically where you feel you're at. Look at our grades, any personal things going on, as far as friendships, relationships with your friends, and family. Exactly. So how have you been since last time I saw you? Good. Anything new? Not too much. Is it, well, I guess I should ask you, is there anything in particular you want to talk about to start off with? And before you start, I just want to say, anything you say is confidential, and that as long as it's not anything that involves hurting yourself or anyone else, then it stays just between us, okay? So.
Just a bunch of things that lead into other things.
Things that
Friends, grades.
Grades. How are you feeling right now as far as the year kind of wrapping up?
It's just, I feel like I need to let it go out at least once.
Okay, let it all out. Like, verbalize it, talk about it. Is that what you mean by let it out? Okay, that's good. Yeah, this can be a stressful time of year for some people. So talking about it definitely helps. So, well, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with grades? Think you're comfortable with that? All right. So, I pulled up your report card right now, or your progress report, and I reviewed it a little bit, but I guess I'm going to start with what do you notice? What are some things that you're feeling about this, or possible goals you might have? Anything you want to talk about as far as grades before I ask you some questions?
I noticed that I could have got better grades if I would have studied more and turned stuff in on time instead of turning it in late and actually working towards getting it right in that class.
Okay.
And worry less about my friends and stuff and what they think.
So I hear you saying you maybe made friends a priority, and school came second, and this was the first year in middle school. How do you think it went overall?
I learned a lot of stuff, but I could have done better with grade-wise.
So when you say I learned a lot of stuff, do you mean?
Like in class and like just learn life lessons and stuff like that.
Okay. Interesting. Good. So, any challenges as far as certain classes? You said sometimes you turn things in late. And your attendance looks like you're here most days, right? You don't miss a lot. Sometimes that you miss, it's harder to make those things up or turn things in on time. So that's good. I see some missing assignments, like you say, and that definitely will have an impact.
I feel like if I would have done them earlier, as soon as they were reported missing, it would have been less for me to do and less stressful if I was stuck to do.
Oh yeah, for sure. When you see that list pulled up, that's stressful for sure. Now, what is your plan for remembering? Oh, I have this to do tonight, or
To instead of go outside and then do it, or do chores and then do it, do my homework and then do my chores and then have friends and like outside my rest priority.
so it sounds like a goal is first when you get home do homework. Okay. How do you remember what homework you had for the night?
I put it all in the same notebook and then I have it in my front pocket. So when I first open it, I take it home, I take it to school, and when I first open it, there's one.
Oh, you have like a homework folder. Nice. Now, do you have a planner that you use?
Not really. I'm actually pretty good at remembering. If I don't, I just write it in the front of here.
Okay. So, it's not about remembering for you.
That's about doing it.
It's just
and actually staying concentrated with it without getting distracted.
Okay.
Doing something else.
So, I'm going to write this down. So next time we meet, I'll have it in my file. So, we have a plan, you said, to make sure we have homework in. And you also mentioned just having those academics be a priority. So how do you plan to do that? Since friends can, it's hard because you want to see your friends. Do you think, how do you think that's going to work?
I feel like maybe if I see that I'm struggling, even if I don't hang out with friends or like maybe do my homework with one of my friends, I could get a tutor and have them help me. And if that's still not helping, I'll have to find something else and try to study more often.
Okay. Do you have friends that are maybe good study buddies, or are they supportive, or is it? Do you feel like sometimes it's the opposite?
Opposite, or sometimes it's me too, because I can't really concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm doing my homework in this room or anything, I'll have to look around at something, or like play with my fingers, or fidget and stuff like that. It's just weird.
Okay. How have your friendships changed as far as elementary, and now there's students from all different elementary schools?
I feel like middle school they try to impress people a lot more when they don't need to do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So then their whole like the behavior changes and like their personality just.
Did any of the people you hung out with in elementary change this year? Like, did you possibly make new friends?
I made new friends and I lost a lot of friends. Like
Okay.
either switching schools, going to Mason and then 6th grade.
Okay.
That's a year for this middle school, and then half the people move schools next year and stuff like that.
Okay. You said some people you maybe don't see, and you said because of the transition, some went to Mason. Any friendships that you just realized maybe we're kind of different now, and you're getting older, maybe not the same? And how's that transition? Was that okay? Was that hard?
Because it's like I was in school with her since 1st grade, and then I left school, and then we got back together as like friends, and then now that we're in 6th grade, just like she treats me different with it's just me and her than when it's with a group of her friends.
What do you mean by that? She treats you different.
Like leaves me out of things, doesn't ask to do things, always is with other friends, and just doesn't really.
How does that feel when that happens?
It's kind of questioning of our friendship.
Have you ever talked to her about it?
No, I'm scared to know.
Yeah. How do you think she'll respond if you said something to her?
I think she'll be mad at me and not talk to me anymore until all her friends and then everyone gets mad at me.
Oh, okay. So is it something you think you would rather not kind of confront or deal with? You'd rather
Like
avoid
just
it?
kind of drift away. If anything happens, just drift away and be friends with other people, hang out with friends and stuff like that.
Sounds like you're okay with that friendship dissolving a little bit. Maybe because you don't feel necessarily as open as you could with that. Okay. What else did I ask about? Anything else going on as far as, do you feel safe when you come to school? Feel like it's a good environment for you?
It depends, cause like even at home, just how I feel about myself. Like I'll have an outfit, and I'll think it's really cute, and then when I get to school, my whole like day changes because I feel like people are judging me on certain things, certain clothes, certain brands, and stuff like that.
Okay. Have you had an incident where that happened before? And how did you deal with that?
I told them that I don't really care about what they thought of me because I can be who I want to be. I don't always have to meet your expectations.
That was great. Do you think you're confident enough to, it sounds like you are, to be able to stand up to people, maybe saying mean things? Do you do that with your friends too? Stick up for other people? Yeah.
Like if they'll be mean to someone, I'll be like, that's not really nice to say that someone's bad. Or that their yearbook photos like Photoshop because they're so good. And I'm like, that's not nice. Because what if I was that way? And sometimes I'm like bigger than other people and they're fat and they're like, what do you say about me when I'm gone?
Right.
It's just,
That's not nice. I'm glad you're able to stand up. And what are those, in particular, think about that situation. How did, I don't know, the person say mean things or like bullying situation, how do they respond?
They were kind of irritated with me because they knew I was right and they knew that they were wrong, so they never did it.
Okay, so that, well, that's good. Then kind of solve the problem. Maybe they thought, I'm not going to say much to her again. So I'm glad you feel like you can stand up. If you ever have an issue about that stuff, who is someone you can talk to?
My counselors or my parent or something like that.
You feel comfortable talking with your counselor and your parents?
Or my brother, yeah, because he went through stuff like this in middle school, elementary, and high school.
Mm-hmm. It's hard, and it happens. So, not that we want it to happen. So outside of school, how's it going with home?
Good, it's just stressful at home with homework and doing chores because my mom works late and early.
Mm-hmm. Your mom works on a really early shift, and then she's maybe
Home after I'm home, so like 8 hours a day.
Okay. And so when you are working on homework and need help, is there someone that gives you the help?
Depends on what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm with my grandparents, they're taught a lot different than we are, so they don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing at the same thing as my parents.
Do you see your grandparents a lot?
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. They're close by. Good. So, you said it's kind of stressful at home because you have a lot of responsibility. What kind of things do you do at home?
Like I have to do the chores, I have to wash all the dishes and I'll vacuum, take care of the dog, the cats. Be able to do my homework and still have time with my friends or stay up really late because I have to finish cleaning my room and stuff like that.
Okay. How is your sleep schedule? Now I think about as far as grades, do you think it's a good schedule? Do you go to bed at a decent time, or you're kind of aware that you
I
have to?
go to bed at 9, but I don't always do that because I'm like laying in bed and just like have nothing to do. Or I'll go on Instagram and stuff
On your
like
phone?
that. And we start setting my phone across the room.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a good plan. You know your sleep isn't as good when you're looking at your phone right before bed too.
It like wakes me up with that bright screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I've heard some of your short-term goals. It's mostly academic. We're going to make a plan to focus on some of those homework assignments, making sure that they're in. Are you comfortable asking those teachers for support in some of these classes where you said?
I have like math. I talked to my mom about tutoring and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that.
Okay.
For having like, we were talking about school-wise having smaller classes. Like I could go somewhere where they would have all 6th graders in the same class because there's like only 80 kids and then all 7th and 8th graders in the same class.
You're
Just
thinking
have a
about
smaller
possibly
group.
moving
Just
schools?
moving schools, yeah. But it's weird because it's like a private school, so like everything's a lot different than a public school.
So is that something you're thinking about over the summer?
But it depends though, because it's a lot of money. It's not always cheap to do those transitions into private schools.
Definitely. Definitely. There's a lot to think about. Luckily, your parents are giving you that option and working with you to try and, sounds like they really care. And you have a lot of support at home. That's good. Okay, so now that we've talked a little bit about short-term goals, a little bit about what's going on with our friends, I want to hear if you have a long-term goal, like maybe, so I'm just going to check my time. Maybe if you have something you want to do when you grow up, or even a year from now, a little bit further on down the road. And it doesn't necessarily have to be academic, but it can be.
I want to try to get a job early, like in 8th grade, because the beach said they could hire me because I like to be more independent than working with people. Like if I'm in the kitchen doing something, I want to do it by myself, not with other people. It's just weird.
Do you just prefer being, maybe, do you like being a leader and in charge too?
No, not always. I just like doing things with myself sometimes. That's why I get so irritated, because I know I have help, but then I don't want them to help me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just stressful.
Do you ever have conflict when you do like group projects? Or no, you make it work, even though something you prefer, but you're able to do the group
Yeah,
stuff.
like if I'm the only person who wants to do something else and the whole group wants to do the same thing, I would go into what they want to do, because I'm not going to change the whole group over what I want to do.
Wow. So you compromise. Very good. All right. Well, that's good. That it's definitely a skill for when you start in the work world and even in classes now. Any ideas what you want to do when you grow up? Like a career?
I want to help with like the cancer kids at St. Jude, because my sister battled cancer when she was little, but thankfully she fought the war and she won, and it's just like, I don't like seeing kids so sick and not being able to live a full life and stuff like that, and knowing and having to live with knowing that they might not live to how long they want to live.
So sad. Oh my gosh. It's hard that you had to go through that. That was probably life changing. How old was your sister?
My sister's a lot older than me, but it was before I was born. But I feel bad because my dad even shaved his head because my sister didn't have hair, and I feel like if I was there, I would have shaved my head too, so she wouldn't feel so left out.
I could see you being in a field where you help others, definitely. Do you like the medical field? Are you thinking in that aspect like a nurse, or would you more?
Like my sister even does home care, and I went to home care with her when she was babysitting, and it was just really cool to see how you don't always have to. You can depend on someone even if you're still at your own home, and like having being able to call someone without having to drive to the hospital or have to pay all that money for a hospital and stuff.
That's being in the comfort of your own home. Wow. And you have a role model, sounds like. Your sister already does that. So she can really guide you and help you if you need that support too. Where did she go to college?
OCC.
Okay.
So did my mom, but my mom wasn't able to finish it because she had a job, she had college, and she had me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just all stressful for her.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot to take on. So I think I kind of want to pull up your career cruising, and we can take a peek. And I just want to see if some of those goals that you have. It sounds like you have a clear plan. Not that it can't change, because you know.
It can change a lot.
Right. By having a plan, it might put you on the right path, but of course, you're not set in stone.
Like that's why I want to be like a doctor, because I can be active, but then it keeps me distracted on one thing, like running, doing stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Good. And doctors are a lot of studying, but once you get to the profession, you're not necessarily, you said you don't always love to just sit and read.
Like a desk or something.
Yeah. So you might be moving around throughout the day, doing a lot of different
Like even
tasks.
just doing daycare there, like stuff like that. I don't always have to be an actual nurse if I do something else.
You like children a lot. Yeah. I can see you being really good at that. Science. Yeah. Do you enjoy science? No? Okay.
Not unless we actually do experiments or like do stuff I learned that is that way.
So, looking at this, as you say that, you're a tactile learner. That was your highest percentage, which makes sense. Totally fits what you're saying about.
That's why I have trouble with like testing online, and that's why I wish we still did math tests and stuff on paper, so I can work it out better.
Oh, okay. You don't really love the technology aspect. Let's see. So it says your short-term goal for this year when you went to the computer lab for career cruising, which I believe you're going back. Maybe next. No, actually, you're not going back. Next year you'll go back. But this is your educational plan that you created, and it says that your short term was I will get better grades in school, I will pay attention in school. So that sounds similar to what you are focused on now. Do you remember when you set this goal? What time of year was that?
It was like more towards the beginning of the year, like entering the beginning of the year.
Okay. All right. Long term, to get a supporting job, I will go to college. So that's something you want to do, definitely go to college. Do you have a college that you're interested in yet?
Maybe LCC, because I don't really want to stay at a college because I like love being around my parents. It's
Yeah.
like my safe place. The same thing like at my grandma's. It's always been our safe place because someone we could talk to stay with without having any stress, without having to be around so many people at the same time.
Wow, that's really great. You have that safe place. You're lucky. That's really good. And you're nice and close to your grandparents, and that's really good. Let me just look at. Well, I guess, is there anything that you wanted to talk about?
No, not really.
Not really.
Interesting.
Do you remember the career that it selected for you when you put it in?
I think a doctor and dance teacher was a couple of them.
Ooh.
Like horse training.
You like animals too? I can see you definitely just knowing you for the year, working and enjoying something where you're helping and being with people.
My fear is that I won't be able to find something that I love, like even in school and stuff like that. But I know I'm in middle school, so high school there would be a lot more opportunities in college and stuff like that.
Definitely. Make sure you, and that's a valid fear, to not to feel like, I don't know if I'm going to love it. But since it sounds like you have this idea and a plan started that you know can change, that will really be helpful for you to start to explore some of those different pathways. I just suggest making sure you're checking in with your counselor if you have questions, or it doesn't even have to be academic questions. If you said there's a question about maybe smaller classes and things like that, that you make sure to talk to your teachers. Don't be afraid. You're always welcome to come talk to me. And anything else? All right. Well, I'm excited. Any plans for summer? Just relaxing.
Yeah, my grandma's for the weekend though, because my mom wants to go out with my dad for the weekend for Father's Day or his birthday.
Oh, that's nice. Good. Anything you like to do with Grandma?
She's the one who will actually go around, go place from place with me.
Go in
Like
your
my mom
store?
wants to go one place, she wants to go home. And my grandma will go into like 100 stores.
Oh, Grandma. Okay. Well, thank you for meeting with me today. And like I said, anytime you need anything, come swing on by. I wish you luck through the year and over summer. Have a good one. And I'll see you soon, hopefully. Okay. Thanks. Check this out.